guys, hey, how are you? Sorry, it's been a little bit crazy. I'm going through a lot of craziness here at my house with the contractors and whatnot. But it's all thanks to PGI. Complete blessing. So let me go ahead and mute everybody here. Let me mute, and we'll go ahead and start this call. Thank you guys for joining us on our Wednesday team call. A lot of us do take notice on those people that are on the call. So we really, really appreciate you taking the time to be on our call. We try to keep these calls now down to about 30 minutes, so it's not like you're on a call for 2 hours. Okay, so really appreciate it. I do expect all my leaders to be on these calls, unless they give me, maybe a heads up as to why they can't be on it. So, again, thank you for being on this call. I do want to start the call by congratulating Angie Herman. Angie Herman is now one of our new PGI leaders. So, hats off to Angie. Congratulations to Angie. She is a great addition to our team. We only have 10 leaders, and we had a spot come open, and she's very organized, and she possesses all the leadership qualities that we look for. Basically, not necessarily in PGI, but in life. And very excited that she's a part of this. She's only going to make PGI that much stronger. And so congrats to Angie. I also want to give a big congratulations to Gary Wood. We were on a call with RV this past week, and he made Gary the national presenter. And that is a salary position. He's not only going to get salary, but he's going to get his normal binary and his normal matrix, so to speak. But with that comes a lot of perks. He too will be invited to every retreat, every vacation, so to speak, that we get with PGI. He'll be able to bring a significant other, which I'm assuming is going to be his wife, his lovely wife. But there's a lot of perks that come with those type of things. And I want to talk to all of you guys, because every one of you on this call, you guys are special. And if you look on this call, we've only got 30 people on our call. Yet we have over almost 500 people on our in our chat, our Telegram chat. So that speaks volumes. And I tell you, look at everybody. I want you to look at everybody here on this call. If you go to participants down below, you can see everyone's name. And I want all of you guys to take notice on everyone's name who is on this call, that take the time out of their schedule to be on this call. And it's those people. Granted, I know life comes up. You can't make the call or two. But it's normally the same every Wednesday. Every Wednesday. You see the same people. And I just want to share that with you guys, that there's a reason for that. And when you look at all these people that are on this call right now, you guys are going to be the pioneers of PGI. And I get chill bumps when I think about that, because we're so new. And if only you guys knew what I knew, or what I know, and what other people know that's coming down the pipeline with PGI, you guys are going to be blown away. And so happy that you stayed the course. You didn't listen to all this nonsense, some of this craziness that's going on behind MLM or on the internet. It's absolutely ludicrous. So congrats to Gary, congrats to Angie. So blessed to have you guys a part of our team. and to be the pioneers, some of the pioneers with PGI. Now, I also want to give, just give credence to some of the other pioneers. I want to mention the leaders. We have 10 leaders. I had to limit it to 10 leaders, okay? All of you guys are leaders, right? But when it comes down to it, we have to kind of limit it to a certain amount of people. And so right now, it's limited to 10 people. And that's not to say that any of you guys on this call, you guys on this call are more apt to being in that 10 than anybody else, okay? And I just want to recognize, recognize Angie Herman for now being a part of this. I want to recognize Scott Grimm. You're just a godsend, and I'm so blessed to have you as well. Marty Philman, he's on the call as well. And again, all these people are on the call, and I want to just recognize these people. Richard Marks, we go way back, and Richard Marks is a legend. Not just from the singing aspect, for those that know Richard Marks with an X, but he's Richard Marks with an S, and he's a legend. Blessed to have him. Victor Stewart is a part of our group as well. Kyle Weiss. We got Suresh Nair, deep brother in Christ, dear friend of mine. We have powwows every single week. Sarah Louise, myself, and Gary Wood, which I just mentioned, is now the national presenter for PGI. So there are a lot of opportunities for everybody. But you know what? Whether you become part of that group or not, we're all family. We are all family here. And PGI is the best opportunity, the best business that I've ever been a part of. And I still state that to this day. And I want all of you to look at everyone that's on this call. We are the pioneers of PGI. Now listen, does PGI have downfalls? Absolutely. Are they perfect? No way. No way. There are a lot of ways PGI fails, right? We have an owner, RV Palafax, who doesn't take life seriously. And I love that about him. And there are times things slip through the cracks. There are times people get frustrated. And I just want to let you know that RV Palafox is the real deal. RV Palafox cares about each and every one of us in PGI. There's a lot of nonsense that's been written on Behind MLM, other internet sites that PGI has stopped paying people, RVs running off with their money, just all this craziness. Okay, we have an insight view to that. We know RV personally. I've seen, and a lot of us on this call have seen, the money coming in with PGI, because he does share that with some of us. Some of us are our leaders. He shares that with us, although he shouldn't. But he does that just to dispel the rumors that PGI is just a Ponzi. They need other people coming in. And there's even some nonsense going on recently that, the reason why PGI is now saying you don't have any fees to leave your money in. The only reason they're doing that, guys, is to release the bottleneck effect that's going on. And the big elephant in the room is payments. Okay, a lot of people are like, I haven't been paid in 3 weeks, 4 weeks. It just says processing. I get it. I see the frustration there. But you have to realize it's not PGI's fault that that's happening, or that has happened. And it's kind of like you've seen there's an issue, and now you have to solve it, but you have all this other influx that's coming in. And what has happened, and I want to address the elephant in the room here, is that we've had a third-party company that we've been paying $1.5 million a week to submit the payments to everybody. And you have this big bottleneck in the blockchain of all these people from a company that was only scheduled to have 10,000 people within the year. They've gone from 10,000 to 110,000. So imagine the bottleneck here of the blockchain of payments coming in to everybody. They're doing withdrawals. Where's my payment? Where's my payment? Here's another withdrawal. Where's my payment? And it just keeps getting bottlenecked. And so now people are getting upset with PGI. People are now writing crap about PGI. And I'm telling you, it's just crap. Now, what did RV do? Okay, instead of him just saying, well, you know what it is, people get paid when they pay, he fired that third-party company. Get out of here. I'm going to solve this issue by purchasing a company, Symmetry, and that has its own blockchain and has its own e-wallet, and I'm going to solve the issue by us being the only network marketing company in the world with our own blockchain and our own e-wallet. How awesome is that? That's amazing. But you know what? There is a transition. It's not like that's going to happen overnight or in a week. And so what a lot of people, and I'm kind of talking, I'm talking because I'm in other groups with other leaders or other people that are no longer going to be a part of the PGI family. Guarantee, I already talked with RV, there are so many people who are going to be ousted once they get their 200%. They are going to be out of here because RV looks at the heart. He looks at people that are in PGI for the long haul, not PGI people, not people that are like, well, it's been 4 days, I haven't been paid. All right, well, I'm going to start some rumors about PGI. Listen, RV saw a problem, he saw an issue, and he's solving it. That is the main question. The main answer is that he's solving. He's solving. Not he has solved it. He's solving. We are in the solving process of that. So I just ask for all of you guys to please be patient in our solving issue, kind of state that we're in right now. We're solving it. We're moving to a different e-wallet. And those people that want to stay, I've got some people that only check maybe every 2 months, 3 months, and for them it's completely fine. So I also want to kind of go over the new withdrawal system. Right now you can withdraw Monday through Friday, okay? The new system. And I suggest a lot of you stay with the new system. So Monday through Friday you withdraw. So I would suggest that you withdraw on Friday. So you can be paid for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Friday you do a withdrawal because your payment will not start processing until the following Monday. So you only have to wait 2 days and then your payment starts processing. From that time that it starts processing, you will be paid between 2 to 10 days. 2 to 10 days is when you will be paid. And that's great for a lot of people. Now, I've heard some crazy stuff. Well, I can't pay my bills because PGI, they're 2 weeks behind, they're 3 weeks behind, and I have don't get involved with PGI. Do not put money in anything that you can't afford to lose. And I'm not telling you that you're going to lose it. But there's some people, I think there's a lot of people that kind of go a little bit, it's a stretch, where they're saying, I can't pay my bills. Don't rely on PGI to pay your bills. Rely on PGI to work on a retirement plan for you. Because I'm telling you, in a nutshell, PGI will double your money in 6 months, regardless what you put in. And that's all you should rely on. Okay, I'm going to throw $400 at this, or $1,000 at this, or $100 at this. And I'm not really going to even look at it for 3 months, for 6 months. Okay, well, in 6 months, bam, I've got $2,000 in here. Let me do a withdrawal. That's it. For some people, that's perfect. Those are the best people. I take that back. Those are really good people that never look at it. We do have some people that check it every 20 minutes and they're blowing our phones up. Hey, where's my money? Where's my money? Where's my money? You gotta relax. Okay. Now, there's another thing that RV told me about is that there is a compliance department that he's putting in place. And this I felt very good about. There's a compliance department where there's going to be an IRS representative, there's going to be an SEC representative, and the United States will be 1099 at the end of 2021. Okay, so that's coming from a company that looks for longevity. Okay, so keep that in mind. There is a compliance department that is being implemented that is going to address all of that. All right, now, where you get your taxes from, I will tell you, I tried to create I created another incorporation, and I went to my normal bank and tried. This was passed on Monday, and I created an account, and I said, listen, I need to set up a business account for another company that I've created, and I did say that it involves cryptocurrency. Well, guess what my bank did? He said, oh, sorry, we don't deal with any companies that deal with cryptocurrency. So hindsight's 2020. I've got another bank that I'm going to open up a business account. I'm just not going to mention cryptocurrency to them. So, but you will be 1099. Everyone, seems like everybody but us hates cryptocurrency. They dislike it, and especially the IRS because they can't control it. It's like a commodity, like gold and silver. So I will also tell you that PGI Global just opened up the London office. That was about $100,000 kind of investment that they did to open up the London office. We have products that just rolled out in the Philippines, all of our products that we have with PGI. This is not from a company that is about to close its doors and run off. Okay, so just so you know, there is a Super Saturday call this Saturday. I want to inform everyone about that. Make sure you get on that Super Saturday call. If you don't have that link, just get with your sponsor. We have a link. And that's this coming Saturday. It's also in the welcome email. We have the link for all the Super Saturday calls. The support ticket system is ready. We had a big a leaders call on Monday, and Mark had said, listen, it's ready. It's 110% ready. We're just ready to roll it out. So that ticket system should be out any day now. But fortunately, for all of you guys on this call, those 10 leaders that I mentioned, we have access to a special WhatsApp support group that we can normally get support tickets done within the same day. But it's something that we can't take advantage of. We can't say, hey, I need whatever. If there's a small little issue, that's going to have to go through the ticket support system that should be available any day now. But until then, get with one of the leaders that I mentioned, or get with your sponsor, and they can get with their sponsor or their leader, and with the issue. Okay, and I only say that because I'm not saying that to say that any of us are any better than anybody else, right? We're all human beings. We're all, we all bleed the same blood, right? But there has to be an order. Especially when right now, that Telegram group, we have almost 500 people. Well, guess what? In 3 months from now, that'll be at least 1,000. In 3 months from then, that'll be at least 2,000. and so on and so on. We have to establish systems now. And you can't get used to, all right, I'm just going to call the leader. I'm going to bypass the person that signed me up, my sponsor and their sponsor and their sponsor, and I'm going to go right to one of the leaders. You have to use the right chain of command, or else, guys, we're just not going to be able to work this properly. So please go to your sponsor, then they can get to us if there is a support issue that needs to be addressed. We can do that for you. All right, Telegram. I do also want to mention that Telegram, for all of you guys, and I'm sure all of you on this call are on the Telegram group, that is to be for a positive experience. We've had some people that have been ousted from the group that just continue to just spill negative stuff. We realize life is not always positive, but there are ways of talking about an issue without degrading or pointing the finger or this happened and that, this is terrible and that's terrible. You know what I'm saying? Same thing, prime example for what I just said about our payments. Okay? Some of you guys, we were 3-4 weeks behind. Now we're all caught up until March 8th. But you know what? There's a way to present that. And that is, hey, isn't it great? I know you're 4 weeks behind or 3 weeks behind on your payments. But guess what RV did? RV saw an issue and he addressed the issue. Not only did he address the issue, but he bought our own blockchain and our own e-wallet. So we're not going to have this issue in a month from now or 2 months from now. That's the way you address negativity. All right, I hope you guys see that. And so the Telegram group is really for positive things. If it's something that's kind of negative, let's address it in a positive way so we can continue a positive relationship in the Telegram group. Again, I wanted to dispel the rumors about PGI, which I think I kind of did that. There are a lot of people that have been involved with some of the negativity, but trust me when I tell you that PGI has our best interests in heart, and I know RV's heart. I know him personally, and I know where his vision is. And if you kind of knew what I knew and what other people know, by the summer you'd be like, oh my goodness, I'm so glad I stayed the course. And I'm so glad I wasn't one of those that got ousted from the Telegram or got ousted from PGI. Because I will tell you, RV just ousted probably about 20 people from PGI. And I know one person in general that was making about $18,000 to $20,000 a week. So he will do it. He will do it. So just keep that in mind. Let's see. A couple other things that I wanted to chat about is that personal message about RV is that RV and Caesar, there's big misconceptions about whether or not PGI they're really trading. We haven't seen proof of trades. There's this, there's a bunch of these rumors and things going around. But I will tell you that Caesar has actually met all the traders. Caesar is the vice president, Caesar Mariquin. He's actually met all the traders on Zoom, and we are actually trading. So just wanted to kind of dispel that rumor. Now, Vegas. I wanted to talk about Vegas real quick before we bring on Richard. Vegas, you must be invited to Vegas. Okay? If you're not invited, don't get offended. There can only be so many people invited to Vegas. We have this whole COVID stuff that's going on. Vegas is going to start April 16th up until the 22nd. Now, you can... We do have some people that are just coming in for the 16th, which is Friday, and leaving on Sunday. That's fine. We have some people leaving on Tuesday. I'll personally be there from the 16th until the 22nd. 16th is a Friday. We will have a meetup. We're going to kind of meet up at a casino, a bar, a restaurant. That's going to be kind of to be determined. But on Saturday, we are going to have a mixer at RV's Country Club, and that is going to be from roughly 11 to 7 in the 11 a.m. till 7 p.m. We'll have some breakout sessions there. You'll be able to meet and talk and ask RV questions. It'll be catered. We'll have food there. It's going to be a great event. Then either that night or Sunday night, RV is going to take a handful of us out to dinner. Again, that's going to be special invite, and don't be offended. It's not that again, there can only be, with this whole COVID restriction, there can only be 25 people going out to dinner at a time. So don't get offended if you don't get invited, but there are, that's a dinner that's going to be with RV. We will try to help those that didn't get invited to have some one-on-one time with RV, maybe the following day, maybe do a lunch with RV, that kind of thing. Sunday, RV normally takes off, but he did mention dinner Sunday night, which could be a possibility. On Monday, we're going to visit the corporate office. The way that's going to work is that the corporate office, we're going to have 10 at a time. We'll have Sharesh, who's one of our leaders, work with that and coordinate that. We're going to have 10 at a time at about 30-minute time slots. You can go in, you can see the corporate office, you can meet everybody, maybe even say hi to RV, depending upon how many people we have coming. Now, each of the leaders that I mentioned, we're going to be able to invite 10 people to Vegas. And again, it's invite only. You must have a wristband. So please just don't show up uninvited, because, again, with this whole COVID nonsense that's going on, we have to limit it. I would love to, and there will be a time, hopefully very soon, that we can say, hey, everyone's invited, and everyone will be. But because of all the restrictions, we have to limit that. So we will have powwows, we'll have breakout sessions, we'll have marketing and training, we'll have Gary come up and give some presentations. That's all going to happen during that week, from the 16th up until the 21st, 22nd of April. So we are also working on a second day for the golf club. So if RV can get us a second day, that'll be great. It holds 200 people. We can have all of us in at the same time and do those powwow sessions. So, okay, so with that, I do want to open this up. I know Gary cannot be on the call. We will take a couple questions. I like to keep these calls at about 30 minutes, but we've already been at 30 minutes. But if you have any questions, raise your hand or type them in the chat. But I would like to bring on Richard Marks. He always has a great wealth of knowledge to chat about a couple things. So, Richard, go ahead and chat away, brother.
Hey, thank you, Dane. Can you hear me okay?
Hear you fine. Yes, sir.
Right. Well, I think Gary, on one of our leadership calls, Gary Wood said now's the time to be recruiting like crazy, and I echo that. Now's the time to pull out all the stops and do what we call a 90-day blitz. I'd just like to congratulate Scott Grimm, who was the number 3 recruiter in the whole world in the month of February. Thank you. So Scott is a model to follow. He's doing a webinar at 3 o'clock Eastern every day, 5 days a week. And that's a networker's dream, is to have one of your downline pick it up and run with it and do webinars and do them better than you. So congratulations, Scott. So he's the model to follow, guys. I don't know, Scott, you want to chime in with how many people you've recruited now in February and March? Got an idea? Personal?
Well, I think I'm around 51 or so.
Oh my God, that's awesome. So that work that Scott is doing now, he's building a foundation that later on he's going to have just humongous, life-changing income. No question about it. So that's the model to follow. And he picked up my 100 strategy, which was thanks to Marsha McCormick, by the way. I was explaining the binary to her. She had never done a binary before. And she said, well, why can't you do it with 100 and 100 and 100? I said, why not? So we tested it. It worked. And those people that have adopted that, I know Angie has adopted that and is running with it. Anybody who's adopted that, come bring people into 100, get a left at 100 and a right at 100, get boosted up. That increases your binary commission by 25%. If you're in 200,000 in a year, if you're boosted up, that's an extra 50,000 pay rise. So that's worth doing for sure. So those that are using that 100, 100, 100 and teaching it is not just you get in and bring a left and a right. It's help those left and right to get the two, who get two. And so your team goes 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64. You got a geometric progression. And down the track, when people start increasing their packages, the money starts to flow. So Scott, you are in for an amazing year this year. Angie's in for an amazing year. Matt Sistrung's in for an amazing year. Anybody that's following that system? Now, some people are able to come in with 1,000 and get 1,000 left and 1,000 right. If they're able to do that, my opinion is that it's not as duplicatable. I mean, some people can do it. I mean, Sarah Louise has got people boosted up with a 10,000 and a 10,000 left and a 10,000 right. Okay, not everybody's going to do that every day, but nevertheless, I think that if you do the 100, 100, 100, and you build that foundation of people who are duplicating you and following you, leaders under leaders under leaders. The goal is 3 leaders on each leg, independently. 3 leaders who are running their own teams, doing their own webinars, communicating with their teams. You are set for life, in my opinion. And this is the best company I've seen in 40 years to be set for life with, because we know it's going to be around, and there's lots more things coming down. There are products coming in and lots of stuff coming we don't even know about yet. So go for it, folks. It's time to recruit and get your people to Vegas. You know, some people might think, oh, Vegas is just a conference, but they don't realize that getting there and meeting RV, even for 5 minutes, can be a life-changing experience. It certainly has been for me. And you know, if you're privileged to get to have a meal with him, I know we went to a restaurant and there were only 7 of us, and RV said, well, when I take my people to a restaurant, it's not a meal, it's a smorgasbord. And he ordered one of every appetizer and one of every main. It was amazing. So get your people to, if you have potential leaders, you know, get with your leader and see what their criteria is. And there's still time to invite people. So we have a Vegas PGI group only for the people who've been invited, and that's where our news channel is going to be. So get as many of your team. And I've experienced over the years that the speed of your team will be determined by the number of leaders you get to the events. And that's what I'll end with. So see you in Vegas.
Great, thank you very much, Richard. I really appreciate that. And there was something I was going to say when you were talking that kind of slipped my mind. But in a nutshell, I do want to just reiterate, guys, that we are here with PGI at the right time, and PGI is only a year old, and we are about 15% of the way with PGI. So dispel all the rumors. I would just listen, just push forward. I do appreciate all of you guys for being patient with some of the issues there were with payments. I'm telling you, 100% with certainty, it's going to come back 100-fold. You're going to be very, very happy that you stayed the course, okay, and you kept a positive attitude, because RV is looking at people to help run PGI, especially for the United States. And when he sees people that are naysayers, that are constantly, ragging on PGI or on RV, and they're not the real person, he sees that. We tell him about that. We let him know these people are saying this. There's no way he's going to look at you to continue to grow the company. So keep that in mind, guys. Keep a positive attitude. Nowhere else in the world can you make 1% a day on your money realistically. Have a real company that does that. They're not out there. There's scams. There's some scams that you can make 2, 3, 4% a day on your company, on your money, but they're around for 3 months, 6 months, and then they're gone with your money. So keep that in mind. So I do say I will open this to anyone. If anyone has any questions, I do see that. So it will be a private blockchain and wallet then. Yes, Jason, you are right. We have a private wallet and a private blockchain that is actually backed by insurance. That's amazing. Think about that. It will be the only e-wallet out there that is backed by insurance. In other words, someone hacks into your phone or hacks into your account and takes your money or the money you have in your e-wallet. That is insured. Unheard of. Absolutely unheard of. So yes, absolutely. You're absolutely right. I see James Mayo has a question. I just clicked ask to unmute. You got your hand up, I should say. And I don't know if you...
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
Jason, go ahead, brother.
Thank you. Angie, this is James. I am fairly new, and I wish to congratulate you on your selection to leadership. I am very happy for you. And Dane, I thank you for highlighting her leadership qualities. A question for you, Dane, and you, Angie. In addition to the leadership skills, what else is the company looking for individuals to do in order to become eligible as a leader?
Great, James. Thank you. And that is a very good question, very valid question, James. And I appreciate you you always being a part of it. It basically comes down to this, okay? And I will tell you, hold on, let me mute everybody because we've got some background noise. It basically comes down to this. RV made me master distributor 2 months ago for the entire United States. Well, guess what? I did not meet the qualifications for the master distributor because a master distributor had to at least personally sponsor 50 people and then bring in at least 2 people a week for its entirety. And I don't meet those criterias. But guess what criteria I met was my heart. Was that my dedication, the fact that I'm on every call, and I'm on board. I make myself to Vegas. I get in front of RV for the mixers, and he sees all that. So James, to answer your question, it's all about your heart with RV. It's not about how much money necessarily you brought in to PGI, how many people you brought in. It's more about your heart and your motive. And I will tell you that it will take you getting to Vegas several times, getting in front of RV, meeting him, and getting a personal relationship with him. And that's some of the things that it will take. And I know with COVID, unfortunately, we have to limit right now people in Vegas. But guess what? He does look to our leaders. He will look to Angie. He will look to Marty. He will look to myself, to Richard, to everyone, to all the leaders. Suresh, he'll look to all of us when we are in Vegas and say, hey, listen, who on your team is, do you see is a rock star, or do you see is PGI? And that's the time that we will tell them. And James, one thing I've noticed about you is you're on most of all of our calls, brother. And that goes a long way. Your name is embedded in my mind. So it's just the little things. So keep doing what you're doing. It's not about, well, you only brought in 2 people this week or this month. It's more about your heart. And that's what I love about PGI. It's a very close-knit relationship. And that's why I say right now, you see the people that are on this call, this is basically the United States, guys. This is the U.S. for PGI. That's soon to be a multi-billion-dollar company. So I take note of everybody who's on this call. And when we have over 110,000 people in the company, and yet we have 39 people on this call. I take note of that. RV takes note of that. So keep doing what you're doing, and you're going to be set. I'm telling you. We're a part of something great and amazing. RV is a great man. He looks at people's heart. It's not like the typical network marketing company you guys have been a part of, where you have to have certain volume, certain amount of people coming in. So, thank you, James, for your question, and I will look to see if there's any other questions. Kala, okay? As far as the Kala wallet goes, RV's working on opening up every single state in the U.S. So if your state is not listed right now, just bear with us. It will be. It's a company that we just acquired that has a blockchain and has a wallet. There were certain reasons why those states were not listed in that wallet. We're addressing that. We're getting that taken care of. So for the time being, you just stick with what I originally told you. Do a withdrawal on Friday. 2 days later, on Monday, it'll be processing. At that point, you'll be paid 2 to 10 days. And just continue on with that process until the Kala wallet is offered in your state. As far as the Caribbean trip, 100,000 on each leg will be canceled due to COVID. I don't know. I hadn't heard that the Caribbean trip was canceled. I'll have more information for you. Probably, actually, I'll text Denise when we're done. When we're done with this call to see if the Caribbean trip was canceled. I didn't hear that it was, but I will post that in the Telegram group. So make sure everybody that's on this call, which I'm assuming is in the Telegram group. If you're not, ask your sponsor to add you, and I will put the answer there in the Telegram group. So, all right. Scott, you said you want to address the payouts real quick. I'll go ahead and unmute you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say to everybody, about 3 years ago, my network marketing company in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, we searched the entire world to find a company that would pay out in crypto, that had a system in place that would actually pay our associates with Bitcoin. And there wasn't a single one to be found in the entire world. We found one out of Miami that said they could do it, but it turns out they were actually paying with US dollars, not in Bitcoin. Number one. Number two is I was involved in a network marketing company that after 4 years, they were at about 12 to 14,000 people. Then they grew rapidly to almost 200,000 people in crypto and in the foreign exchange market. And they came to the realization they would not even try and go down the road of paying in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And just think about this. This company that started, just about 12, 14 months ago, PGI, never anticipated growing this rapidly. It's so unusual, and rightly so, because it's like nothing else out there right now. So here's the reality, though. Think about every package that you bought and what you have to do to buy that package. You have to put in the exact amount of Bitcoin. You have to put it in the right wallet. You cannot make a mistake. All of those things are done by a human being, right? So just think of 110,000 packages out there that have to be, payouts done on a weekly basis or bi-weekly basis or monthly, some of those packages. It's an incredible undertaking that PGI is facing. They're facing a giant right now, and they're looking the giant down and doing something about it, right? So this is like nothing else that's out there. I was involved with a company that was trading with BitMEX, and it was all in crypto, and Charlie Shrem was running this thing, okay? So, Charlie's no newbie to Bitcoin. Anyway, everyone was being paid in Bitcoin, and you had to purchase in Bitcoin. We only had 200 and some members, and it was so difficult to make things happen. So be patient, get in a system of getting your payouts done, every week or every 2 weeks or, whatever you get comfortable with. And all of a sudden it'll start to happen. You might be 3 weeks behind or 4 weeks behind, but you'll get a check you'll get your Bitcoin every week once you start doing it systematically. once the system catches up and gets taken care of, so to speak. Just be patient. This is like nothing else that we've ever seen before on a massive scale. And the good news is it's being looked at. It's like the hunt for Red October when the commander of the submarine said turn the submarine directly towards the torpedo. That's what's happening with the PGI is doing right now. There's the torpedo coming at us, and it's a tremendous undertaking, but it will be addressed. It will be brought down. And that's what we need to be focused on, And when it comes to our Telegram channels, listen, we got so many associates out there working so hard to build their teams and to sell packages and get people involved in this thing and to help people. And, one negative comment can turn off somebody. It could be the next, Dane Kohler or Richard Marks for an associate that brought him in. So the process that everybody needs to follow is if you've got an issue with payment, you bring it to your sponsor. That's what they're paid for, right? And if they can't get it addressed for you by bringing it to their sponsor or so on and so forth, then bring it to one of the leaders and we'll get it addressed for you. We'll get it to the right channel for you. But please do not be posting these types of things in our Telegram channel. That is not what our channel is for. And it's not okay for anyone to be doing that if it's a negative comment. So be patient, trust the system, and we're all going to be blessed, extremely blessed, with this grand ballroom of opportunity that we have here at PGI.
Great, thank you, Scott. Appreciate that. And then one last question we have is that will our packages be insured? And absolutely they will. We do have a $100,000 agreement that we have with Lloyd's of London, and we are just waiting for that to be rolled out, but that will be for packages that are, I believe, $20,000 or higher trading. So just be looking for that. I know that any packages $100,000 or more, you get what's called a memorandum of understanding, which is what I've got when I did my $100,000 package. That comes from the company in general, from PGI. Memorandum of understanding basically states that the company does go out of business, that you will get back your initial and your initial deposit if for whatever you haven't had recovered. So, and the good thing about that is that PGI only trades with half of what they have in their company. So right now, I believe we are trading with about $330 million of Bitcoin, which means that we have $660 million in our company. So soon to be $1 billion company. I want that to sink in, and I want you to look at this. We are the pioneers for the United States. So thank you guys for being on our call. This will be, the recording will be in the Telegram group, and just continue to check the Telegram group to be informed on everything that's going on with PGI. So thank you guys. Thank all the leaders for being on, and we will chat with you guys next Wednesday.